So, all right, this is a Psychotic Strength Podcast. This is Tyler Toby Townsend.
And this is Jerry Chidester.
Chidester. Oh, that's fancy.
Yeah.
All right. What's that from, by the way?
I think Europe is a town called Chichester, and probably what they're not being able to spell devolved into Chidester.
Hell yeah, dude. All right. I'm from a group of not so literate people myself.
Nice.
Bunch of mutts.
Yeah.
But all right, so here we are. We got Jerry in here. We're going to talk a little bit about the strike that Peace Health is going on. Just kind of, are you like the leader of?
I'm the vice chair of the service and maintenance unit. There's 3 units within Peace Health, 2 in Vancouver at Peace Health Southwest, and then the lab pros up in Peace Health St. John, Longview.
Wow.
But I'm the basically assistant to the chair of the service and maintenance unit, so one of the leaders.
Hell yeah, leader. Nice. So we got someone big in here. We're going to get into that part. First thing we're going to hit is gym update. So for me, gym's been going great. It's been hitting exactly what I'm supposed to be. Not as hard yet. I'm not back up to like my 600-700s. But I'm getting there. I'm slowing it down because I'm actually taking a break from some of the stuff I'm on. Right? You got to let your body rest.
For sure.
So my insides have started hurting because I went on a 2-year bender.
Yeah.
But not really a bender. It's just more of a
Keeping it consistent.
keeping it consistent. Right.
Nice.
So that's how that goes. So what do? You go to the gym? You do any of that shit?
I don't go to the gym. I ride my bike from time to time just to get a
Okay.
good view of nature and get that exercise in. And then I got my son, he's 4, so I'm chasing him around, taking him to the park, swimming, just the
That'll do
casual exercise like that. But
When you're talking about biking, you like
a pedal bike.
yeah, like we talking BMX here? Or we talking
Nah,
mountain bike?
just casual on the street, hitting them hills, trails. The Burnt Bridge Creek trail is real nice. Like to bike down that.
It's not a bad one at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting a little homeless down there.
Yeah. It's definitely picked up.
Yeah, dude.
Always gotta,
It's
keep
pretty
an eye over your
intense.
shoulder.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's pretty chill.
I went walking down there, and the chick I was talking to, her daughter just took off, right? So autistic daughter, and
Oh, like eloped.
no, like so we're down here just taking a walk. She's riding her bike. She doesn't want to ride her bike anymore, and boom, she's gone in the other direction.
Damn.
So mom's like hauling ass. Like at first, it's kind of a mom trot. Like, all right, you need to kind of calm down. You need to stop
Get over
running.
here.
And now she's getting too far. So then mom starts taking off. I'm like, I got the bike then. Like, let's do this. Like, I don't know. I mean, I've been dad for fucking ever, right?
Yeah.
So kids are kids.
Yeah.
Shit's gonna happen.
For real.
So let's go get her. But she was pretty embarrassed.
Yeah.
But it's a part of fucking parenthood.
Yeah, shit
right?
happens.
Like, I mean,
they take off, you chase them down and get them back and continue with the day.
chase them down, just brush it off.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing you can do.
Exactly.
Especially in that kind of a situation where it's more of like this is happening.
Mm-hmm. Just got to handle it as it
that
comes.
child is going.
Yeah.
But apparently even then it wasn't as bad as it used to be.
Gotcha.
So she used to have her just take off just in random ass places.
Dang, bro.
Parking lots, just wherever.
Scary too, especially if there's traffic or folks or
fucking homeless.
Yeah.
Like she took off and then she starts like turning towards a trail that's leading into the bushes. I can see garbage and a tent back there.
For real.
I don't need any of that
Step on
shit.
a needle or
Whatever, man. Or we're fighting homeless people.
Yeah.
Like we don't know what's going on, but
Not gonna be a good time.
yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, just as a parent, you're always picturing worst case.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So, I mean, the homeless people could be like, all right, sweetheart, like, you can't come back here, right?
So.
But I'm ready.
Yeah,
right?
you never know with anybody what their mentality is, what's going to happen.
Makes me nervous. But yeah, that trail gets a little intense.
Yeah.
So, and that was even over, off, like, by Andreessen.
Yep. Yeah, that's where I live. Right
Okay.
Well, not off Andreessen, but on that Fourth Plain area where it goes across Andreessen and then up through by that park over there, past Stapleton. And
Are you talking like there's like a little parking lot for that trail, right?
the way I've gone there, so there's a trail that goes across Andreessen, goes down that way, and then continues past Stapleton, down 4th Plain. There's like a park and a school right there. You can go down this road and then get right back on it.
Okay.
I can't think of the exact streets, but
yeah.
pretty long one.
We were at the part where I guess you can park and get on to that.
Closer to
bridge.
Andreson?
I think so.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking
But
about.
even then, there's like
camp setup,
campsites, all that crap. I do enjoy that. Like at least Vancouver's not completely like Portland, where I feel like in Portland they're really just leaving them alone.
Yeah.
And letting them do their thing. Where Vancouver's like every month or so cleaning up.
Yep.
Right.
Move to a
like
different spot.
try another spot.
Start the cycle over.
They got to redo it. So at least they're not making it completely easy.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I do get. Man, I've been to like El Salvador, right? I mean, you see real poverty in the world, and you really start getting irritated at the homeless and all that other stuff that are like here.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just you can definitely do something with yourself, especially in this country. Right? Like the amount of benefits and stuff you get, it's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, plus my ex-wife used to work at a bank, and so these people who are homeless, right, still coming in, cashing their SSI check, right, like $1,000, $2,000 or whatever, like because of disability or whatever they're getting, like that's enough to get an apartment.
Yeah,
you're kind of choosing to do what you're doing.
Yeah,
it's a little frustrating, but there are people out there who.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, there's folks that do have a choice, and then there's folks that are like mentally ill,
really don't.
Traumatic stuff happened,
Absolutely.
Or drug addiction, and they can't get out of that, so they're just stuck there.
It's a huge cycle.
Yeah, world's vicious.
But world's crazy, right?
Yeah,
damn,
it's a mess.
All right, so let's get to this, right? I know we met through Robert Holmes and Janie.
Yeah.
Right? Does she have his last name?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Janie Holmes.
So Janie Holmes. Okay, cool.
Yeah, they're married. Yep.
Yeah, I knew they're married. I didn't know.
You
know, I haven't hung out with her enough.
Gotcha.
Right? I should have known, but anyways.
Is what it is.
At a birthday party. We had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are hilarious. You were sitting right across from me.
That's right.
Yeah. So we had a good time there, and so Janie called. Rob called, Janie called, right? Same people.
Yep.
And we're talking about you guys are striking.
So
hit me.
Yeah.
What's
stressful
going on?
Situation.
Yeah.
So Peace Health, we're doing a unfair labor practice strike. Do you know what an unfair labor practice is?
I'm assuming it's something about being unfair practices.
Yeah. So unfair labor practice is where the union charges the employer with a unfair labor practice charge because that employer, in this instance, Peace Health, they broke federal law, and we file a unfair labor practice charge against them. If we decide to do a unfair labor practice strike, like we're doing right now, our jobs are protected, so Peace Health cannot permanently replace us. So we got that first unfair labor practice charge early this year. I think it was about February, March, somewhere in that timeline. So Peace Health unilaterally changed the way that the way we clock in and out. So in the past, we would clock in, you start at 8 o'clock, you start 8:05 is when you clock in. It would be rounded to the nearest quarter hour. So they unilaterally said, no, we're not going to do that no more. We're changing it. We had that in our contract, the rounding language. And if the employer tries to change anything in our contract, they need to bargain for it. And they said, no, screw you guys. We're making this change. We're not going to bargain. So we're like, okay, here's a ULP for not bargaining with us. We had 3 meetings.
ULP, hold on. What's a ULP?
The unfair labor practice.
Okay, there it is.
Yep.
Okay.
So we had about 3 meetings with them over the course of a month or two, trying to explain to them why they need to bargain, what we were wanting to achieve with the bargaining. We were fine with their changes. We just wanted to have that proper channel of bargaining, making sure that we were fine with the changes and the employer's fine with the changes. Come together, come to an agreement. They had their meetings with us, but they did not bargain. They didn't bring any counters. They said it was our way or the highway. And then the director of labor relations at Peace Health, one of the meetings, super unprofessional. We're all on a Teams chat talking to each other through the computer. And this guy's on his phone driving in his car during the meeting that we're all scheduled to be at. So we're asking him, hey, can you read this article out of the contract? Let's look at it together. And he's like, oh no, I'm driving right now, so I can't. And we're like, how unprofessional. We're giving you the time of day to sit down and talk with you, try to bargain, but you're being disrespectful. Won't even be able to sit and chat with us face to face.
Right, and if I heard right, you guys, that's unpaid time.
Yeah.
That you guys are taking out to do the bargaining or the talking.
Yeah, so this is a little different. So we have like internal officers, and then we have the chairs and vice chairs. So normally we would get together talking with the employer to bargain those changes.
Okay.
But in this case, when we're bargaining right now over our contract, all the bargaining team, we have to take that time either unpaid or use our PTO. We're not getting paid by Peace Health. So folks that don't have any PTO in their bank, they're just taking that time straight unpaid volunteer work, basically, for the better of the hospital, better patient care, and better for our members at work.
Okay.
So that was the first unfair labor practice charge, was that unilateral change to my time. They were claiming they could do it. We were saying they need to bargain over it. And we were fine with those changes. They refused to bargain. So that was the first unfair labor practice charge of this year. And then bargaining starts with Peace Health St. John's up in Longview. About a group of 18 people, very small. They work in the lab up there, not very seen. Over here, the lab we have in Vancouver, Quest Diagnostics.
Yep.
So those usually are the workers that come in and fill that lab role. Up in St. John's, they have a specific lab for members that are represented by OFNHP. So they started bargaining in about, I believe, April or May. Their contract expired first, and they had similar goals as the rest of us: better staffing, better ways of making schedules, changes to PTO, wanting an additional holiday, good stuff that's going to benefit them, benefit everybody as a whole. So their bargaining team on the employer side was one of the labor relations workers for Peace Health, one of the HR employees, and then the manager of that group of folks. So they've been bargaining since May, haven't come to anything on cost of living, stuff like that we're all trying to collectively fight for as a whole. And then after that, you have the techs, which is LPNs, RT techs, folks like that in those categories. They bargained, I believe, in May or June was when they started. We're all still bargaining right now, so haven't closed our contract. Made some progress, but not as much progress as we'd like to see. And then we have service and maintenance, which we have about 900 members.
Damn.
So a lot of people. And we started bargaining in September. We gave the employer our availability August 25th. Said we're ready to bargain 24 hours of the day. Tell us when to meet, and we'll be there. We'll bargain with you. So Peace Health strategy was, Peace Health St. John's up in Longview, their group of 18, we can get them done sooner than later. And then that way it's just the tech and service and maintenance. And then they could try to either speed up the tech to get them done, slow down us, so that way we're not all unified together as one union against one employer. So divide and conquer tactics, split us up, make us feel powerless, but we saw what they were doing, so we're all together, unified as one, fighting Peace Health as one union.
Nice.
So, Peace Health St. John's, back to them. Peace Health, that same guy that was talking on the phone, not being professional, he told Peace Health to declare impasse during bargaining with Peace Health St. John's. You know what impasse is?
No.
So, it's basically, you're at a gridlock. There's no more countering. There's no more room for bargaining. Union says, this is what we're at. Peace Health, this is what we're at.
So we're at an impasse.
Yep.
Okay.
So no room to bargain, no room for movement. But they still had articles open. They still had information requests that Peace Health hadn't provided. So they declared impasse wrongfully, realized they did it wrongfully, and then took it back. So they fucked up, and then came back to the table to bargain more.
Okay.
So just some of the shenanigans that they tried to pull to put fear and scare folks. Because when you do reach impasse, Peace Health, technically they could give their last best final offer, and regardless of your opinion on it, you have to take it. And that's it. There's no more room for bargaining.
What? They just.
Here's your offer. Take it or leave it. And that's it.
Okay, but what happens if you guys don't want to take it?
If we don't want to take it, I believe it has to go through not a federal mediator, but some type of court where a judge can see, was this fair, was this right, see everything. I believe the judge makes that final decision.
Wow.
Yeah.
So and if you guys aren't happy with it, you just pull your whole union out?
Well, there's different avenues you could take. Ideally, we would want to be collected and come up with a plan of how we could fight back, if we're able to fight back. Luckily, Peace Health revoked that impasse, so we didn't have to go that route. But that is scary because obviously you don't want the last, best, and final offer and then feel like you screwed yourself, screwed your membership,
right.
Because we want everybody happy, want a fair contract for you, your employee, your members, and then the patients, obviously, want good patient care.
Right, and the employer, so I do negotiations for a living, right? I sell real estate. And I was actually having this conversation with a client yesterday. Sometimes you deal with agents who don't understand how negotiations work. And to me, a negotiation works when everyone feels like they didn't lose.
Yeah.
That is the point of negotiation, not I win and they lose, or this side wins and this side loses.
Both parties.
Everyone has to feel like at least they didn't lose.
Yeah.
Right? So people don't understand that. They got this whole I win mentality bullshit.
You got to give them some wins as well.
Right,
so.
like you got to give a little to get a little, and
100%.
that's okay.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, everyone has to be understanding that somebody may not feel like they won, but at least they have to feel like they didn't lose.
Exactly.
It's a very hard line to toe.
Yeah,
you know,
it is. It's stressful.
It is. It's extremely stressful. And the hard part is, too, especially when unions get involved, they're fighting this big corporation where these people are just like, well, we should win because you guys work for us.
And we can squash you with
the
quickness.
But no, that's not how this works. We work together to complete a cause here, right? So you need to understand the fact that we don't work for you, we work with you.
Yep.
And they need to understand that part.
100%.
And it's really frustrating when you get big corporations like that.
It is frustrating.
Yeah.
It's like makes you want to pull your hair out.
Yeah, it really does, man. I have an uncle that's in the electric union.
Oh, okay.
Down in Los Angeles.
Hell yeah.
And so, man, when those ones go after it, fuck.
Get serious.
Because that's a big union
Yeah.
down there. That's some fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some real fighting down
For
there.
real.
But this is cool to see up here that you guys are sticking up for it.
Yeah, exactly. We're not taking it.
Yeah. Okay, so the impasse didn't pass.
Yeah, so they were back to bargaining, and we're all still bargaining right now. So no resolutions met. And then and I wanted to give an example, too, of that, like, you got to give them a win and get a win yourself. So, for example, PTO, we were trying to get increased accrual on PTO. So, as it is right now, you accrue PTO on all hours worked up to a 80-hour cap. So if you work any overtime, you don't get PTO accrual on that. They wouldn't give us any additional PTO accrual days because they said it's a system-wide policy. It'd be too hard for them to change. So like, whatever, is what it is. So in order to give them that win of not increasing our accrual days, the best we got was we were able to get PTO on all hours paid. So if you take a day off, you have PTO to cover, you're going to get PTO accrual on that day off.
On those PTO hours.
Yep.
Okay.
So we didn't get, an increased accrual of an extra day, but that was the best we could get. We're still getting more than we were getting before. And the employer, feels like they won as well. So
perfect.
That was
that's a good balance, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're trying to get the best you can, but like you said, you got to make compromise sometimes, and that's the best you can get. Sometimes you got to take it.
Yeah.
Just is what it is. And also how we were talking about big corporations. So Peace Health historically has never used a lawyer to bargain.
Really?
They're paying a lawyer right now $1,500 an hour to bargain for them. So when we're at the table, they got about 8 people. 6 of them are management, and they don't say anything during every bargaining session. They're just kind of bodies there. And you got the head of HR and their lawyer. The lawyer's mainly doing all the talking. The head of HR will step in and say something every once in a while. So you got 6 bodies, head of HR and the lawyer. Lawyer's doing all the talking, getting paid $1,500 an hour. there's been multiple times in our bargaining sessions where he's like, oh, I got to go teach a class. I got a hard stop at 2:30. So instead of a good 9 to 5 hour, bargaining session, we got to cut it early because their lawyer has to go teach a class. When in the past, Peace Health can bargain whether they want to or not, with or without a lawyer. They don't need the lawyer, but they're choosing to only have that lawyer represent them at the bargaining table.
Man.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
So
That's
we're not even having, it's a waste of money. And we don't even get to have those one-on-one conversations with management who see what we go through. We're talking to some lawyer who's just going to walk away from all of this once it's said and done,
Right.
There's no long-term commitment to...
And that's one of those things where, as an hourly paid employee or hourly paid third party, why wouldn't you want this to last a bit?
Exactly. Yeah,
That's frustrating. They really must trust this guy.
Yeah. And originally, they had a lawyer. Her husband had gotten in a car accident, so they actually had to cancel some bargaining sessions because she had to tend to the husband, couldn't make it in. So they canceled those bargaining sessions because they didn't want to bargain without their lawyer.
Well, and life happens.
Yeah.
It does. But at the end of the day, business is business, too. If you can't handle your shit, that's your problem, not mine.
And when we have a scheduled date to bargain, you have that commitment. We're going to be there regardless of what happens to anybody on our team. So we would expect that same respect and dedication to getting a contract completed, rather than waste time. We're still here in October trying to bargain. So
October, man. So when did you start this? May?
So St. John started about April, May. The tech started about May, June. No, St. John started in March. The tech started in about May. We started in September. Our contract expired end of September. We made it clear to them we want to get a contract done before it expires. And here we are, all have an expired contract, no contract agreed upon.
Okay. So you guys are all still working right now?
Yeah, we're all still working. The strike starts Monday, so as of right now, there's still people working at the hospital, but come Monday morning, 6:30 a.m., we'll officially be on strike out on the picket line.
And they know that?
Peace Health knows that. Yep, we gave our strike notice on Friday the 13th.
Damn.
Yeah, so with a 10-day strike notice, so 10 days from the 13th, 23rd tomorrow.
So basically, you guys were like, you're going to handle this,
yeah,
on what is it, the 21st?
23rd tomorrow.
23rd.
Yeah. And we did have bargaining sessions set. I believe one of them was on the 18th. We gave our notice. They canceled all of the bargaining sessions, said they had to focus on staffing, which I do get on one hand, but at the other hand, when it's just the head of HR and the lawyer bargaining for the whole team, you don't need all those managers in there to bargain with us.
If they're not even going to talk, go let them handle that shit.
Yeah, that's their
get
job.
To the bargaining table.
Exactly. That's their job to handle staffing, not the head of HR, not the lawyer.
Right.
That's all they need. The lawyer, head of HR, and a note taker, which anybody can take notes. You can find anybody at the hospital, take some notes. So they could have bargained with us. We also said, we're still available 24 hours a day. Come see us. We'll be ready. And they still chose to cancel those dates. And as of right now, our next bargaining date for service and maintenance is October 31st.
So they're going to have at least a week of strike.
Yeah.
And they know that.
They know that. And we had a 95% yes vote for the strike authorization. So
Damn.
People are pissed. People want to change.
Okay. So what does that look like? I'm talking what's this building going to look like?
So, as of right now, Peace Health has set up a perimeter of fences around the hospital with checkpoints.
I saw that.
Yep. So you can only come in with your badge. They check your badge out, make sure you're not a striking worker and that you're allowed to come in the building. Or
why don't they want a striking worker in there?
Because they said it's all or nothing. If you choose to strike, then they're not going to let you back in the building.
Damn.
Yeah.
And they were trying to fight you guys hard. Why?
Yeah, because they know we're powerful. You got 900 people service and maintenance, 400 people in the techs, 18 people in St. John. It's about 1,300 or more members, all united for one cause, willing to walk Monday at 6:30 a.m. they're scared. They know that there's not going to be safe patient care. There's not going to be good staffing levels at the hospital. They can get as many agency workers as they want in the building, but you're telling me you're going to train them over the weekend to do our jobs and expect it to be the same quality that we would provide. When you're flying in these folks from out of state, getting them from wherever you can, who knows if they're able to fill those 1,300 people that may or may walk. No, it's not realistic. Yeah. And you would think with that would make them even more wanting to come to the table and get this contract solved. So,
but instead they canceled all their...
Yeah, they canceled those.
What the hell were they thinking?
I don't know if they are thinking.
Man, they gotta have some sort of plan. Yeah. That's a big corporation. That's just not even try.
Yeah.
That is strange.
And these agency workers that they're pulling in, you got folks that, because they pumped out the propaganda. So when we first did our strike vote, it was known, obviously, it was coming. We got our vote done. They start pushing out propaganda saying, oh, the union's going to fine you and discipline you if you're not out there on the picket line. So folks are like, oh, what the hell is the union doing? Build resentment against the union, thinking that they're going to be charged. I think the dollar amount was like $2,000, something crazy. Which, one, the union has never fined anybody for crossing the picket line. We're a bunch of low-income workers. Like, that's not realistic to fine folks, At the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do for yourself, your family. It's your choice at the end of the day. And I respect everyone's individual choice that they have to make,
So that means they even if you're a part of the union, if they chose to go work, they technically could get fined by the union. No.
There's no laws, rules, nothing. The union has never fined, OFNHP specifically, has never fined anybody for crossing a picket line. That's not in the bylaws. Those are straight propaganda put out by Peace Health to put fear into people and put resentment in those folks like, oh, my union's shitty. They're going to fine me if I don't cross the picket line.
Well, that's not even something you do.
No, exactly.
That's lame.
And it's just a straight lie. It's like, for what? What's your point? You'd think if you're going to put something out there on a flyer, you would have your facts straight, but just trying to create fear and panic in folks.
Too, huh?
Yeah, they posted it up on the fridge in the bathrooms. They also said striking workers will lose up to like $900 in that 5-day period. And then in the fine print at the bottom, it's like if you make $23.50, which most of our folks aren't making that much, at least in the service and maintenance unit. Because we're highly underpaid compared to other hospital systems, very underpaid. And yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Okay, so talk to me about that, service and maintenance. Who are these guys?
So we got like EVS workers. Those are the folks that are mopping floors. They're changing linens, taking out trash.
Which is like constant.
Yeah, and obviously that's the backbone of patient care at the hospital because you got to make sure the rooms are clean, things are sanitized, bedding's changed, all that stuff. If that stuff ain't done, you're going to have patients with, soiled linens and not getting care, getting infections. Nothing's going to be going right. So
that what now falls on the nurses and shit?
That's
to slow them down?
Well, they'll either have agency workers come in to fill those roles or those responsibilities, will be put on nurses or other folks that have to pick up that slack because those workers are out on strike.
And it's already not like a super quick system.
No.
It's already rough as shit to get in there.
And they're vastly understaffed. They already have some contracted workers. They're not able to bring in new recruits. If they do, they don't last that long.
So these nurses are probably a little on your side here, right?
Yeah, we got a lot of support because the nurses, they're in a WSNA, Washington State Nurses Association, but they got our back. They've been in this position before, dealing with Peace Health and the shenanigans they try to pull, so they fully got our back, and they understand.
Well, and these are guys you're working hand in hand with all day.
Exactly. One team trying to get good patient care and make it to the end of the day, every day.
So when are you expecting this to go to?
So as of now, because Peace Health, they also threatened to cut our health insurance if we are still out on the line by November 1st, which is scary, because you got folks that have health issues themselves. You got folks with family that depend on that health insurance for chronic illnesses, and then obviously, shit happens, people get hurt. You don't want that to happen at a time you don't have health insurance. So,
right.
And then you got folks that have cancer, and that's a real fear of they need to handle their own health and take care of themselves. So that therefore prevents them from going out on the line because of that fear of losing their health insurance, which is another divide and conquer tactic. You put the fear in those folks and they're going to fall in line and continue to do what they need to do.
How many people do you think you're going to lose because of this propaganda or these fear tactics?
So we talked as a group and we made a decision due to the fear tactics like that. We have decided to cut the length of time. Originally it was open-ended strike, so we would strike October 23rd, and then we would decide as a team when we would come back into the workplace.
Okay.
With that fear and that cutting the health insurance threat, it's a viable threat. We could try to call their bluff, but nobody wants to call the bluff like that, where it's a big effect on people, and that's people's livelihoods. So we're going to do a 5-day strike now. So Monday through Friday, with the return to work the following day, Saturday. And therefore, people would still be able to keep their health insurance, because Peace Health says you have to work a week in the month in order to maintain your health insurance for that month. So we go back the 28th. Our health insurance will be good for the month of November, as we're no longer on strike. So
smart.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. We're still getting the goal accomplished of the strike, but we're also looking out for our members where that is a viable threat, so that way they do have
then you can go on strike again in November.
Yeah, exactly, if we wanted to. So it's not like we're just closing all doors and being like, this is it, this is our last
just giving
step.
them a little taste here.
Yeah, like, look at the power we got. Here's a little 5-day presentation. Do you want to find out what it looks like again in the future?
Yeah.
And hopefully that would bring them to bargain better, bargain fairly, and come to better terms with us.
Can you use your PTO for this strike?
If you got PTO approved, which nobody knew when the strike was going to happen, so it's kind of like a gamble, if you had a PTO request on a day next week that PTO is approved, they cannot retract that PTO day. Okay. So you have Wednesday off, you're getting paid for Wednesday, whatever your shift hours are.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah, but otherwise, you're taking it unpaid. You're taking a short-term loss for a long-term benefit. Okay. And then there's also, like, financial resources. There's going to be loans, interest-free loans through the AFT, up to $600 weekly. Obviously, they're only going to be there for 5 days, so it'll be able to cover those financial hardships. And then we also have a hardship fund through OFNHP that will be able to be given to members if they have hardship.
Okay.
So, financial resources for folks that, do have the immediate need for resources.
Right. All right. So you talked about you wanted the PTO part, right?
Yeah.
Which you guys already settled up on that part.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me the other big points that you guys are working on.
So we're trying to get staffing ratios for the hospital, because you got CNAs in the hospital that are working 1 CNA to 30 patients.
Damn.
It's common. It's not like every once in a while. It's almost daily, multiple times a week. So one CNA is going to get burnt out trying to run to 30 patients, and then you got patients that have a higher need than others. So now they're here, do I go to Bob with a bed sore and needs to be flipped, or do I go to Jim that needs to be fed and showered, XYZ? They're having to choose between what patient care to give, what patient care is more important. That's not fair to them, and that's not fair to the patients. And that just creates more burnout, creates more resentment towards the employer. They're not able to keep and retain folks. So it's not a long-term solution if you're wanting to keep staff and provide safe patient care. And then, like, the EVS workers, for example, they're running all over the hospital, cleaning anything they're told to clean. They're supposed to have designated areas, so their staffing ratio would be like 1 EVS worker to this floor of the hospital. So that would be like the ratio in that sense, since they don't handle direct patient care.
That's what you're going for.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then, if the employer fails to meet those staffing ratios that we decide upon, there would be a penalty against them. And it's not to punish them, but it would encourage them, hey, there's an issue here in staffing. What are you going to do to get more people in the door to fill those missing positions? And then we tried to get MLK Day as a holiday. They flat out refused. That was one of the battles that we weren't going to win. So like you said earlier, you got to give them some, you got to get some yourself. So we dropped that because it wasn't a hill we wanted to die on. They gave a fake promise. They're like, well, maybe in the next year or two, we might put out a holiday system-wide. So that was their suggestion, that there's a potential holiday to give us in the future, but no guarantee.
Would that be MLK or like?
We don't know. They didn't give us any specifics. They just said, hey, you might get a holiday in the future. No guarantee. And then for like clinics, like I work at Family Medicine right off Main Street and 33rd. So we're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5. We're closed for the holidays. So being closed for the holiday, we don't get any holiday pay. We're not able to pick up any extra shifts for time and a half. We have to use our PTO on that holiday or take it unpaid.
That's not okay.
No, it's garbage. I mean, at least we get to use our PTO. Like, at least we're getting some compensation. But when you got an employer that gives others the opportunities to make time and a half, stuff like that, and we don't have that opportunity, we thought it was only fair for the clinics that are closed during holidays to just get paid regular rate of pay just for those 8 hours. And they said, no, we don't want to do that. And that was another hill, Do we really? It's only a select few clinics. We got a large membership, so we dropped that because we got to focus on what's important. So stuff like that, got to give them some wins. Do what you got to do. It sucks, it hurts, but you got to pick the battles that you want to win. So yeah, staffing ratios, wages are the big one. Also discipline at work. So at least in my unit, the service and maintenance unit, they will pull folks into investigatory meetings. So that's where you have management, someone from HR. They bring you into a room. They ask you questions about something that happened. For example, PARs at the hospital, they get their productivity measured based on how many patients they get checked in, what are they doing on their computer. The employer will pull all that data for every employee, get an average, and then we'll pull folks in and be like, why are you under average? Why aren't you being productive enough? And then they'll discipline those people instead of being like, hey, you should be doing X, Y, and Z to increase your productivity. But no, they just want to flat out discipline you. Or if they don't like you, they can just pick and choose what they want to discipline you with. You get 3 strikes and you're out and you're fired, terminated. So they have it's supposed to be a verbal talk with the employee, and then a coaching or a warning, step 1, 2, 3. They're not supposed to stack unrelated discipline. So say you came into the office 10 minutes late. That would be an attendance issue. And then you got, for example, what I used earlier, that productivity issue. So those are 2 separate related things. You're not supposed to stack them on top of each other.
And make that 2 strikes.
Yeah.
This would be a 1 strike here.
Yeah.
1 strike here.
So that way you have the chance to improve on those specific issues. But they're like, no, we're going to stack those. So now you get in trouble one more time, and you're out of here. There's no forgiveness. And those corrective actions are on your file for 2 years. So you're walking on eggshells for those 2 years, hoping not to get in trouble, trying to do the best that you can, and something happens, and you're out the door. So
if you're late 3 times, you're fired?
Ideally, yeah, per their policy.
Jesus.
Yeah. So
I'd have been fired so fast. I'm
yeah.
late every day.
And stuff
all day.
happens, There's other things in life where you end up late, or there's traffic, try to leave early. It's like shit happens every day, Got to give people some room, some wiggle room, and chance for improvement. Peace Health likes to bully, stack those disciplines, and get folks out the door.
Well, there's a big thing going on right now with, I don't know if you've heard of this, but time blindness. Have you heard of that?
Sounds familiar. But
Yeah,
explain
so
it real
it's
quick.
like it happens a lot in neurodivergency, right? So like I keep talking about it, and now that it's become a thing, I'm really looking into it because, like, no matter what I do, no matter when I get up, no matter what happens, I'm late every fucking time. Like, and
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, this is an important meeting,
Uh,
and I'm still fucking late. Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm up on time.
yeah.
I give myself plenty of time, even extra time to get there, and I'm still fucking late. Like, I don't even get it.
Damn.
And apparently it's a part of your brain that just doesn't understand that the clock is still moving.
Yeah.
Right? And it's, like, I have ADHD crazy bad. And that's one of the things with ADHD is you're like time blind.
Yeah.
And so it's becoming a thing where, granted, that's not really an excuse. You need to be on time,
For sure.
right? Like,
but
you got to
if
figure
you're
out how.
focused on something and you're in the groove,
Right,
and,
it's rough, man. Because like I'm seriously like, if my assistant's not with me, I'll be late.
yeah.
I will be. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I was on time today. Like that's a fluke.
Once in a lifetime.
Shit don't happen. Yeah, and that on time means I was here 2 minutes before we were supposed to start.
Gotcha.
Right, and really, I wanted to be here about 15, 20 minutes. I wanted to be set up.
Yeah.
And then go get you
Uh-huh.
at 9 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
So really, to me, I was late, about 15, 20 minutes.
Gotcha.
Because you saw how long it took to set all
Yeah,
this bullshit
yeah.
up, right? So, it's definitely rough, man. I mean, what about those people? How are they going to be able to do anything?
Yeah. And I mean, depending on, like, trying to think of the word, like accommodations, you know, like there's the Americans with Disabilities Act that gives us some protections if there are folks like that who
I don't even
truly
think it's
need that
recognized right now.
ADHD.
No, ADHD is.
Or the time blindness, yeah. Because, I mean, I can say from experience in my place, there's folks that come in consistently late. And
Right.
It is what it is. Which is also why it was nice that we had that rounding back in the beginning of the year, because you technically could come in 8:06 and it rounds down to that 8 o'clock start time. So you're technically late, but with the rounding, you're still fine because you're under that 15-minute.
So now they took that away.
Yeah.
That's disciplinary action every time.
Yeah, disciplinary action. And they also, so say you clock in 7 minutes late in the morning, you start at 8 o'clock, you clock in at 8:07. You clock out at 4:53. Well, now you have 14 minutes that are taken from your day, and they're going to take your PTO to fill that time.
Whoa.
Yeah. And that was part
Shouldn't
of
that
their...
have to be okayed?
You would think you would at least have to give consent for them to
Right.
do that. And that's one of the things we were trying to bargain. Like, we were fine with eliminating rounding, but we wanted rules, like, so people wouldn't get in trouble for coming in 7 minutes late, give them a grace period.
Right.
Have folks give consent if they want their PTO taken or not, because that's your PTO, you earned it.
Right.
But now you're 7 minutes late, and the employer can take that every single time that you're late or you clock out early without your consent.
Wow.
So
That's not
that
a-
hard-earned PTO, yeah, it's just taken, and you have nothing to say about it.
Okay. So what's a grace period to you? 15 minutes?
I mean, ideally, 15 minutes is nice. I'd say even 10 minutes is fine. We were fighting for a 7-minute grace period. So we were more than, willing to give them the benefit of having that 7-minute grace period, clocking in or clocking out, and they just flat out refused. They didn't want to bargain any rules. It was their way or the highway.
Damn.
Which is why we filed the unfair labor practice charge, because they flat out refused to bargain. And we were fine with some of the stuff that they were trying to implement. We just wanted it in our contract, bargained how you're supposed to do, and they refused to.
Yeah, that's not okay. I
No.
mean, it's like they're basically treating you like, just employees.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's the issue is you guys aren't working for them. You're working with them.
With them, yeah.
So
And we're all working collectively together, and they just want to continue to divide,
bullshit.
conquer, and squash on us every chance that they get, but we're not taking that shit, and we're
not
stepping
taking that
up
shit.
every damn
Good.
time that we can.
good, man. So You have walking shoes for the strike?
Yeah, I got
Good.
plenty of shoes. Yep.
Good,
Got
man.
my Adidas, my Nikes. I'll be set.
Nice.
And then I don't know what the weather's gonna look like, but we got
Oh,
ponchos set up. We got umbrellas, tents, porta potties around the hospital. They're gonna be covered on all our bases.
Okay.
And then it's gonna be 6:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through
Shit.
Friday. We're gonna be out there all day, making noise and being loud.
And being a part of the union, you're going to have to be out there the whole time. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing it just to support my coworkers
Right.
and showing that leadership and showing we're all together and we can win this. But
Yeah, because I wouldn't vote you back in if you weren't out there.
for real, no, that's garbage. You're all in or nothing.
Fuck yeah,
that's
man.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love my team, love my coworkers. We're a strong union, strong unit, and this has never been done before. Where you got the service and maintenance, the techs, Peace Health St. John's up in Longview. We got 2 different hospitals, 3 different units, and where the employer tried so many times to finish up the techs, finish up St. John's, try to keep us divided and conquered, but we said, fuck that. All came together, and we're all fighting the same battle against one employer.
That's good, man.
Yeah,
That's really good.
for real. Just got to keep that solidarity. Can't let them
shit.
break us.
So there's only 18 of you guys up in the St.
Longview.
John one?
Yeah, so they thought they could bully them.
That's
And,
a big ass.
and could you imagine if, it's a big building. There's other unions in there, like, I think it's SEIU that handles their service and maintenance workers up at Peace Health St. John. So different unions in the hospital. We happen to have the lab professionals up there.
Okay.
But could you imagine if just a sole group of 18 people were like, screw you guys, we're going on strike? They would laugh. They wouldn't care. So it's 18 people. But you got the 1,300 all together, then that's a problem because we're all sticking together and we're not going to let you bully individual groups.
So you're going to have to go to Longview too?
They're going to have a strike up there as well. So they'll kind of have their own strike going on up there. We're going to have folks coming up there to support them as well since they're a smaller unit. But then the bigger one's going to be at Peace Health Southwest. And it'll be the same timeline, I believe, 6:30 to 7.
Yeah, because that'll be hard for those 18 up there. all by
Yeah,
their lonesome.
exactly. And that's why we're sticking together. And we're not going to be finishing up until they get a fair contract because we're not letting them divide and conquer us.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
That's good.
Sticking together, sticking through it, getting to the finish line.
Yeah.
It's coming.
So what are you looking for wage wise?
Wage wise, so we started out, all of us had the same wage proposal in mind. It does sound high, but with bargaining, you start high, they start low, you move to the middle, find a compromise. So we asked for 25% year 1, 15% year 2, 10% year 3. I have the specific percentages of what Peace Health countered. So Peace Health's first counter from that was 3% year
Jesus.
1. Yeah, which that's usually what we get in, say, October, like on our last contract. That's what they'd give us for like a cost of living adjustment in the past. But with inflation being 8%, everything is expensive as hell. It's like there's got to be a big change. We're living paycheck to paycheck. You got folks in my unit that are living out of their car, parking on the streets by the hospital just to sleep and make it back in for their next shift. Also, Peace Health, they have a Dove pantry to have folks donate food for their employees that are struggling with buying food and buying toiletries, paper towels, stuff like that. So, I mean, just the fact that an employer is going to have a food pantry for their employees, like, come on. Obviously, they're underpaid. So, yeah.
And they know it.
Yeah, they know it. That's why they have stuff
That's
like
fucking
that.
crazy.
It's ridiculous. So, yeah, Peace Health countered with 3% year 1, 2% year 2, 2% year 3. 7% over 3 years, not even inflation of last year. So, obviously, I felt like a slap in the face, disrespectful as hell. Like, fuck us, we're worth nothing. At the same time, you know, bargaining, you do got to start low, but we didn't expect them to be damn poverty wages. Like, that ain't shit. We're serious. We're trying to get to a compromise, and you're coming with some low-ass wages like that. Then they claimed, they countered again with 4.5% 3%, 3%. We came down, matched what they had increased by. We dropped by. Their most recent counter was 5% year 1, 3% year 2, 3% year 3. They said based on the market, the average cost of living adjustment was 4.1%.
No.
So they said, you guys should be happy. We're giving you more than that. We're going above and beyond for you. And it's like, no, again, not even keeping up with inflation of last year. Like, we're losing the buying power of our dollar. We need more money. You guys have the money to give us. Example, medical assistant like myself, they're paying a scab worker to come in. They're paying them $50 an hour to do my job. You got ED techs at the hospital paying them $8,000 a week to do their job. It's like, you guys can cough up all this money to have a short-term solution that could possibly jeopardize patient care, but you can't give us a couple bucks just to survive. It's disrespectful and it's sad. But that's why we're fighting.
Yeah.
And then you got, they proposed to us at the last bargaining session a socially just minimum wage. And that socially just minimum wage is $17 an hour. That no worker in the hospital would make less than.
Are there people making less than that right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
And minimum wage next year is, I believe, $16.28. That's what it's going to be next year.
I don't understand why they think you guys work in a hospital and you can make just about minimum wage. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
And you should be in the 20s at least.
At least the bare minimum. Especially when you can go flip burgers at McDonald's, don't need a degree, certificate.
I mean, you can
nothing.
walk in there and be management. They have that on the fucking wall.
On the side, yeah. You
like
see it when you're in the
$23
drive-thru.
or some shit for manager.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
For real. But us that are responsible for patient care, our community, and we're given some poverty wages. Like, it's a big disconnect. Makes no damn sense. So we said, what is socially just about that wage? Because we didn't understand it. You know, $17, that ain't shit for us. And they're like, we're like, is there a study? Do you guys have data for why this is socially just? And they said, it's just the name we gave it.
Nice.
Yeah. We're like, great, that's awesome. And I believe there's studies from MIT for Clark County where a single adult to have a livable wage, I believe, is $21 and some change an hour.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, take a look at a real study. You guys just pulled this out of your ass and tried to give it to us. Like,
so, again, I can only relate with what I got, right? But I sell real estate. You guys can't even afford a house. There's no fucking way.
I've been wanting a house for so long, and not with my wages.
There's no way.
It's not realistic.
So I've had to deal with a lot of people who are local having to move up to Longview, Kelso.
Yeah.
$100,000 less to $75,000, whatever, right? Depending on what you're looking for. But that's some bullshit that you have to move out of town and drive 45 minutes to work just to get a house.
Exactly.
You should be able to live in the fucking county you work in.
Yeah.
But there's no way. I mean, granted, we had an issue called what we had was a 22 AD issue, which is basically when somebody puts in an offer, they say if it doesn't appraise for this much, we will cover the rest with cash. That's a big fucking ask.
Yeah.
Because like if you're 50 grand low, 25 grand low, fucking 10 grand low.
Yeah.
You're going to cover that shit with cash?
That's a lot of money.
It's Californians, right, coming up here doing that shit. Well, the issue is when I price a house, it's based on what is sold in the area. Now, you paid 50 grand more than this house was even worth. Well, now your neighbor's house is worth that much.
Oh, okay.
And you just fucked that neighborhood. Because now my numbers are skewed higher because of this.
Because of that high offer.
And so the issue was they were doing it every fucking time. I had people who lived here. 18 offers was the most I got to.
Damn.
18 offers with one fucking client on houses.
That's
and I'm
crazy.
I'm not talking like we put in 18 offers.
Uh-huh.
I'm talking we put in an offer, get declined, have to go look again, put in an offer, get declined, like 6 months.
Damn.
We're looking for a fucking house.
Just
and this
constantly
usually takes me
going in
2
circles.
weeks.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's nuts. But that's because, I mean, how can a full price offer, no contingency, no nothing, with a nice down payment, it's nothing when you come in and say, well, I'll pay you $25,000 more than the house is even worth.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what. And you're like, fuck.
For real. And you just screwed at that point.
Right. So now normal people who live and work in this county,
been here,
can't do shit. Because how are you supposed? You have a full price offer.
Yeah, you can't. Compete
it wasn't
with
even
that.
worth it. They were literally putting in the notes, come in with a 22 AD or it won't be worth it.
Damn.
And you're like, fuck that, man.
For
like
real.
I refused, because I'm telling my clients, don't pay more than the house is fucking worth. That's what this 22 AD, that is what it is stating. I will pay this whether it's worth it or not.
Gotcha.
Fuck that. Because now it's worth that. Right? Which sounds good to you because you purchased it if you can.
Yeah, if that's
Who the
realistic.
fuck's got just 10, 20, 30, 50 grand in their pocket?
For real. Not
It's
your
bullshit.
average Joe on the street.
So now, that's where that 8% inflation shit came from.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because now you got houses being worth way more. People are still fucking buying them.
Yeah.
Right? We have an inventory issue still. Right? So a normal amount of inventory is 6 months to a year.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's a normal amount of inventory, which means that if we don't take any more listings, it will take us 6 months to sell every single house that's on the market.
Gotcha.
We're at a 1.5 right now. 1.5 in winter.
Damn.
That is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, I listed a house and within 3 weeks it's sold.
Gotcha.
Gone. Like, it's fucking nuts. It's not okay.
No, not at all.
Right? So they expect you to live on these fucking wages. Not only that, but you should be given a wage that you can progress in life.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck are you going to do with that money?
For real.
Survive. That's it.
That's all you can do.
That is not an okay way to live.
No.
Surviving is not living.
And
right?
It's heartbreaking, especially when you got a family to support and...
Well, not only that, but like... You're flipping burgers?
Yeah.
Sure. Minimum wage?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You probably just started in the workforce.
Entry-level job.
Or if you just choose to do that, that's your choice, right?
Exactly.
It is what it is, right? But fucking people working in a hospital, keeping us alive and shit.
Exactly.
Keeping us healthy, all that. You're daring to choose to pay them barely minimum wage or barely over minimum wage. It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it's
if
garbage.
anything, everyone in that hospital, this is new for me.
Mm-hmm.
This is brand new information because I expected everyone in that hospital, I don't give a fuck if you're mopping floors, to be making over $20 an hour.
Exactly.
I thought that was like a sought after job because you get paid well. You work in a fucking hospital.
Yeah.
You know how much money those assholes make every day?
Times.
Chemo, fucking the prescription cost that is fucking bullshit.
Surgeries.
Surgery, like, goddamn, doctors are making stupid money.
Bank.
Stupid money.
One of the imaging departments, they said they make hundreds of thousands of dollars a day.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got the CEO, president, Liz Dunn, you know her?
Mm-mm.
She's the president / CEO of Peace Health as a whole. So she, from I believe 2018 or 2019, 2019 and 2022, she had a 196% wage increase.
That's hot.
Yeah.
Good for her.
So $4 million last year, plus a 6-figure bonus. We don't get no damn bonus, and we can't even get a couple dollars thrown at us.
I mean, if she just made $2 million,
Fuck.
that other $2 million would increase all your fucking wages
easy.
exponentially.
Invest in your employees.
Right. That's how you got to build a good business.
Exactly.
So it sucks because a lot of people build business, get to a certain point, and then get greedy.
Yeah.
It's real fucking bullshit.
And in the last 3 years, you can see all these executives at the top and just hoarding the wealth, just wages going up for them, bonuses going up for them, and then you got us at the bottom holding the hospital down. They're not over there wiping asses and giving shots, making money. They're at the top, probably having their assistants doing damn everything for them.
Yeah.
And we're only good enough for $17 socially just. Air quotations.
That's some bullshit, yeah.
For real. And Kaiser, they just had a 3-day strike a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Got it done in 3 days. They got a contract done the following week. They got a $23 an hour minimum wage for all employees.
God damn.
Which is realistic, you know? Like
that's fair.
Yeah, that's all the fuck we're asking for. Just something fair, something livable that we can survive on. They also got multiple bonuses throughout the year, depending on how Kaiser does financially. So if they're not doing good financially, they'll get a lower amount bonus. If they're doing exponentially well, they'll get a higher bonus. Multiple bonuses a year. Peace House, the last time they gave us a bonus was when we were doing a rally last October in front of the hospital, and they dropped $1,000 on everybody to try to dissuade folks from getting out there doing union activities. And one of the messages, they said, how can we afford to give our employees this bonus? And in short, what they wrote basically was, we can't. So they're saying they can't afford us to give us $1,000 bonus out of the kindness of their heart, yet their CEO and executives can get six-figure bonuses, making millions of dollars.
Well, and the thing is, too, fuck the main CEO, right? Because you cut her down to $2 million, which, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Fuck you if you're telling me that's not enough.
For real,
right?
I would love a quarter of that. Like,
right.
Come on.
If you just took that. But no, you got plenty of fucking people up there making stupid money.
Yeah.
You could take a little chunk of that back from each one.
Exactly.
Make it not even that hard of a fucking hit. And make everybody's life better.
Yeah, and
But
we're all
refusing.
happy.
Right. That's lame.
Yeah, super lame. It's
Yeah.
heartbreaking and shameful. Like,
It's really shameful, man. I mean, this isn't like... This is a real industry, you know. This is saving people's lives, keeping them healthy.
biggest healthcare system in Southwest Washington. And they've made multiple threats at the table saying, one statement from the lawyer was they wouldn't even be able to give us a third of what we were asking for. If they were to give us the wages we were asking for, they would have to sell the hospital. Yeah. So, make us feel like what we're doing is going to cause you guys to sell the hospital when you guys don't have your financials together. Like, if you have to sell the hospital, if you are financially not good, you got to look at yourself. Like, we're not here hoarding the money. We see where all the money's going at the top, so don't tell us that you're financially unstable when, as you said, you can make some cuts to the top, trim them fatty parts, and spread that love down the chain. But they refuse not to. It's the poor me, we're broke, we can't give you what you want. Tough shit.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. I mean, the CEO should be sitting down at the table, too, and figure out what the fuck's going on.
She hasn't said anything. She's made statements, just propaganda, fear pieces that they put out to scare folks, and they act like everything's just going to be great, fine and dandy, come this week, but I would imagine they're going to feel the hardship and pain that it's going to cause, and we don't want to do this, but we've been forced to do this.
What else are you going to do?
Exactly.
This is fucking bullshit.
Continue to waste time, and we're sitting here come December with no damn contract, and nobody wants to do that. We want this done as soon as possible. Want this to be over with a fair contract.
You didn't lose. Yeah, maybe they didn't lose either.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, fucking trimming the fat is needs to happen everywhere in this fucking country.
Exactly.
Like, I get this is a capitalistic country.
Yeah.
I get it, right? But at the same time, that doesn't mean we have to be assholes.
Exactly.
About everything.
For real. Man. Don't have to hoard and be greedy. Share that love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real rough.
And then their mission statement, is maintaining the healing mission or following the healing mission of Jesus Christ, but you're going to cut our health insurance. Like,
oh, nice. Yeah.
Come on. Jesus does not stand for that, cutting our health insurance. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Right, they're a very religious group.
Yeah, they're a Catholic organization.
Wow.
Not acting very Catholic.
Well,
I mean, yeah.
It depends on how you look at Catholics.
That's right.
That's like the Vatican hoarding all their bullshit, right?
Yeah, not a good look.
Yeah, dude.
Sketchy.
Yeah, so that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. But hopefully we can see some sunshine at the end of the road. And
so what's going to stop the strike? If they came to you guys with an offer right fucking now, what would you guys... I'm not saying you had to bite the bullet, right? I'm saying what's a little above biting the bullet here? What'll end everything?
So I can't personally speak because it has to be decided upon as a group, collectively together, make sure everybody's on board. Someone like me, myself, I would think at a bare minimum, like a 10-10-10 or a 10-10-5, 10% you're at the bare minimum. Like, ideally we would want more, but to me that seems fair for the group as a whole. I can't speak for other members of the group. That's just my own personal opinion, but
That's a good way to put that.
I feel like that would be fair for me personally, but there's other folks that have higher needs and some folks, groups that make less than I do, so those folks that are really struggling, I'm sure they would need more than that just to be financially able to survive and make ends meet and not be living paycheck to paycheck.
Okay, what if we did this, right? And this isn't me bargaining for them, right?
Yeah.
What if we hit 8s all the way across,
Mm-hmm.
right? But increase the normal wage to, like, let's say at least 19. You know what I mean? So anybody who is making less than that at least gets push up. I know that doesn't help everybody in the group, right?
To make it,
but you still got 8s across the board, and you got the people who really do need that extra little bit at least somewhat happy.
Yeah.
I mean, that they can at least be doing some shit like this, like thinking about something that might help.
Exactly, being creative. And,
right.
Yeah. And then, one of the proposals we had besides the cost of living adjustment, so how our pay scale works, you have your years of experience. So if you got 10 years of experience related to that field, you would, in the contract, we have grades 1 through 14, let's say.
Okay.
So, say me in MA, for example, I'm on grade 14. I have 3 years of experience. I would drop down to a step 3. So it's like the starting wage is at the top, and then every step that goes down, 1 through 15, you increase on the step scale. So that's how you get your yearly wage increase.
Okay.
So you have 3 years of experience, you'll start at step 3. If you're an MA, you're at grade 14. So grade 14, step 3. And then every year, as you get those years of experience, you increase on that scale. So the MAs, like myself, last year, we had to do a campaign because we were underpaid, I think making like $17, $18 starting, somewhere in that field. We were getting people leaving our clinic. Some were still working for Peace Health in non-union areas, and they're making more money in the non-union areas than they were in the union areas. So got folks leaving their job to get paid better. You got other folks leaving just because of issues at work or work location. Mainly, it's about getting the better wage for themselves, their family. So we had tons of people leaving, severely short-staffed, not just in my clinic, but other clinics as well. So we got together as the medical assistants, come up with a plan. How are we going to get a wage increase for us? We worked with the internal organizer through the union, came up with a plan to meet with HR. We had our meeting with HR, went through why we need a wage increase. People are leaving, we're struggling, we're not able to retain and get new hires. Something needs to change. The best way to change that issue is increasing our wages, be more attractive to other folks. And we're also one of the lowest paid groups in Clark County as far as healthcare goes. So you can go to Kaiser, make $5 more. You can go to Legacy, make $6-7 more. You know, so why is someone going to stay at Peace Health when they could just easily hop over to a different hospital or clinic and be making a substantial amount?
Increase.
Yeah. So we had our first meeting, ran through, we're struggling, we need a wage increase, have everybody talk, explain their side. And that same lady who's at the bargaining table right now, she told us appreciation does not come in the form of pay. And we're like, okay, but we've told you we're struggling. We're not able to get folks in the door. We got people going out the door. There needs to be a change. That took us 7 months of talking with them, saying our side, saying why we needed it. We had to do little actions like wear buttons at shirt, wear red union shirt at work, stuff like that to amp up, show that we are united and we're not backing down. We're going to keep fighting. So had like 3 or 4 meetings. We did payday bars. We taped them on a sign. We're like, MAs need a payday. Gave all those to management so they can send it up the chain. Like, look, we got 30 messages from the MAs saying they need a payday, what's going on? Then we still weren't getting anywhere. And 7 months later, people are getting tired, doesn't seem like it's going our way. So what we decided to do was file grievances, which is where, for example, a grievance I had filed. So the PARs at that point, which are the phone access folks that are talking on the phone with patients, scheduling their appointments, they were making more than we were as MAs. They don't need a degree, usually at least some experience in an office setting or hospital type setting. They were making more than we were. You don't have to have a certificate, a degree, nothing. It's more entry level. Very important job, but they were making more than we were. And we have to pay for our certificate. We felt like we needed more money to be either equal to them or higher. So that's what we were fighting for. And then once we filed those grievances, an example of the grievance I wrote was working outside of my job classification. So when we would have to call patients and get them scheduled, well, that's the work a PAR's doing. They're making more money than us, so let's file a grievance saying we should be getting that wage because we're doing that type of job.
Yeah.
So we filed over 35 grievances, all the MAs, and they were overwhelmed because with the grievance, if it's not a class action grievance is the whole group come together, talk with HR. How are we going to get past this or not get past this? Individual grievances, HR has to schedule a time for every single grievance, talk with them, come with an outcome. There's 3 steps to the grievance process, and then it can go to arbitration in the court system. Very lengthy, very time consuming. So that put the pressure on them to be like, well, we're not going to waste time going through each individual grievance, wasting all that money on that. So they actually came back to us with a substantial offer to increase our wages. I believe the average increase was about $4.50. So that was an excellent win because it was mid-contract. We're not bargaining. They kept saying, no, you guys aren't understaffed. You guys are paid fine. The market's good. Don't worry about it. Just keep doing what you're doing and basically don't talk to us. Just shut up, basically. But we said, no, screw that. We're going to keep fighting. So eventually we fought. 7 months later, we won. It was hard, but brought us together, showed us that we can win if we're standing as one and to not take their shit and just keep fighting. So that was a great accomplishment. And that's what got me, wanting to continue doing union work because it feels good to help your coworkers, help yourself, and get a win and then potentially get more wins for the better of your membership, better for the community, patient care, all that. So that was just an example of a campaign we had did for the MAs. It's a long fight.
That's really what got you going in this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it felt good, get a win. Show the employer that they're in the wrong. You can say whatever you want about us, but our stance isn't going to change, and we're going to continue to fighting. Might have to budge here and there, but just got to take it as it comes and keep moving forward.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so I guess we'll see you on the side of the road, huh?
Yeah, Mill Plain tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. to 7. We're going to be loud. It's going to be a fun time. I'm excited.
Yeah.
We're going to be posted up, just hanging out. Got the signs ready, and community members, everyone's welcome to come. Stop by. We can't be on Peace Health property, so that's why we are on the public property around the hospital. And they got their fences up to keep us out, even though obviously we're going to be respectful and within our rights and what we need to do. But it's going to be a good time tomorrow. And next week, I'm excited.
Nice. There's going to be a party going on? There's
Yeah.
food and stuff, too?
Music. I mean, community members, folks will be bringing in food as well, but yeah, basically it's the support that we get from the community and the support we get from ourselves is going to ensure that we're successful on this.
Nice.
Yeah.
How many people are you expecting to show up?
Over 800.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. We also got the Teamsters, USPS. They sanction Peace Health, so they're not going to be delivering anything, picking anything up from there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's an issue.
The managers and supervisors through UPS, they could technically pick stuff up, but it's not going to be the majority of their workforce. So it's helpful. And we got support of other local unions in Clark County that are willing to come, support, do what they need to do to help us out.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. So it feels good, community's got our back, and we're fighting for them just as well, It's not just wages, it's safe staffing, respect at work, living wages, a part of that. And then obviously to protest the unfair labor practice charges, where we have more than just the my time changes, can't think of them off the top of my head, but multiple times where they've broken federal law. That's the main focus of the unfair labor practice strike, which that lets us return to our jobs, and they can't replace us with permanent replacements.
Yeah, but they can come in and just pay people a stupid amount of money to do your job while you're gone.
Yeah, burn all this money on a temporary solution when they could invest in their workforce and their community for the betterment of everyone. But they want to burn money, have a short-term solution, think they can kick us and beat us down, but I don't think that's going to happen because we're fighting. And as you'll see this week, it's going to be very loud and very big.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. Well, shit. Right off on Mill Plain, huh?
Yep. In between 87th and 92nd.
Yeah, right in front of Peace Hell.
Yep.
Yeah, I see the fences up already.
Yeah.
That's hot.
Yeah, we had some folks say that security was talking about tasing us and shit on the picket line, just talking shit, but, it is what it is. We just take it as it comes. But
how much was that big-ass bird?
I think, if I remember correctly, I think they got a donation from somebody. It was in the millions of dollars. It was expensive. And they did the whole rebranding. I don't know, have you seen the new logo? Yeah, so it's still a dove. It's like just facing the other way. Looks a little different. I believe they spent $25 million on that rebranding. I don't know if you've seen those weird signs, like there's one on I-5, multiple ones on I-5, but they have the "We See You." It's like a circle, folks facing it.
Dude.
Kind of a creepy advertisement.
We see you?
Yeah, straight up. We see you, and then there's like a guy or a caregiver just like looking in the sign, and very weird. They have it in the paper. "We see you." It's like, even know what the hell
I
that
have
means.
seen that.
Yeah,
The creepy
seen that?
ones.
Yeah.
They're like green, right?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's unnerving.
Yeah, like, okay, you see it.
Okay. You see
Cool.
So does the government.
Yeah,
you know what I
exactly.
mean? Are you a part of that system
For
now?
real, spying on us. What's going on? But yeah, just waste of money everywhere. Like, we know what Peace Health is. We know what their brand is. You guys had to waste $25 million to rebrand. It's not like they did anything wrong or anything was bad. Like, what was the point in rebranding? Like, is that going to boost your profits? Is that going to make people have a better look on your company? Like, what's the point? We didn't get it. We all agree it's a big old waste of money.
That'd have been a great increase.
Yeah, invest in your workers. Like, what are you doing? And maybe, a small percentage of that to change the logo. It literally is nothing special. Like, my 4-year-old son could probably draw a similar logo to what they have right now. It's ridiculous.
I had a question.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you saw this. I try not to stay very political, right? But I did just see something, and it keeps posting up on my timeline and shit, about Biden saying there's another pandemic coming.
Oh, really? I haven't heard of
No?
that.
Okay, well, I figured the medical...
Yeah.
You guys would know.
Haven't heard of any. I mean, shit happens,
Yeah.
Stuff comes. You had COVID, swine flu, bird flu, all these random flus coming through. I haven't personally heard anything of a new pandemic, though.
Okay.
What was it about?
He just said there's another one coming, so we need to be ready.
Gotcha.
Like, it sounds pretty prepared to me. That's pretty bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
How
who
do you
knows?
know this is coming?
For real, yeah, I mean, you could look at the past 10, 15 years, like, obviously we get something random that pops up, so you can say anyone can say there's a pandemic coming, but unless you got a specific timeline, what is it about, how is it affecting the population, there's a lot of different factors.
If you're still looking for a house and the pandemic hits, buy.
That's a good time
Buy
to get
one.
them.
Yeah, well, that's why we had 2-3%.
Yeah.
Because of the pandemic.
With the interest rates.
Yeah, it was a
super
world
low.
crisis. Yeah. But everyone's so pissed off right now, the 7%, 7.5%.
For the interest rates.
Yeah, but like 7 to 9% is average.
Gotcha.
They're like, well, give me 2 and 3%. you want to die? You know,
Yeah, for real.
I mean, hundreds of thousands of people had to die for you to get that interest rate.
Exactly.
So it's up to you, bud.
For
You
real,
know?
yeah. It's like take what you can get or wait
Right.
for that next opportunity.
Man, if you haven't heard it and you're in the workforce, I'm sure this is just more of like. I mean, the dude's senile as fuck. Like, you see some of the shit he's doing, I'm just like, will you please get this poor man a bed?
For real,
Just get him a bed and leave him the fuck alone.
We need an age limit, definitely.
Damn, for sure. Or at least like a fucking test of competency or
something.
maybe not competency, but like ability.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this dude is fucking old,
Super
falling
old.
down all the
For
time.
real.
Like,
I would
bro.
not want my grandma or grandpa in a role like that. Like
Yeah.
they are not mentally well themselves.
To me, I see whoever is president is just the puppet of everybody
More
else,
than likely,
right? But like,
yeah.
at least get one that cannot fall.
Yeah, definitely.
You know? That's
gonna-
not sitting there with notes reading off to everybody. Like, he should at least be able to hold a conversation,
yeah,
bro.
definitely not have a chance of breaking a hip.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, I'm not excited for this next election coming. What, this next year?
Something like that.
Yeah, fuck it. I don't even care.
Right,
I haven't
honestly.
voted since I was 18.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
33 now.
for real.
Fuck it all.
Yeah, I
I'll
agree.
deal with what comes.
Exactly. I mean, I get every vote's important, but I don't know. It's like,
You know, to people like that, I say, you don't want mine.
yeah,
And the reason is because I don't know shit.
yeah.
Like, you want me voting? Like, okay, I'm going to pick this dude because his name sounds weird.
I respect that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
just like picking a random box.
but he's a
out
Republican or Democrat. I don't know which one's which.
Yeah.
You want me to vote, bro? Like,
there.
I know there's a donkey and an elephant involved. I don't even know which one they stand for.
For real. Probably two wings of the same bird.
Right.
Like,
I mean, I voted when I was 18 for Obama.
mm-hmm.
That was the first time I ever voted. And I was like, yes, change.
Yeah.
And then from then on, I don't even know what he did.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Gotcha.
I know what happened in my life.
Uh-huh.
You know, jail and other shit.
Yeah.
Like having children.
Yeah.
But like other than that, I don't know what the fuck.
For
like
real. What's going on? Like nationwide, worldwide,
all I know is
politically, all that.
conservatives and liberals are fighting.
Yeah.
I'm
At
somewhere
each
in the
other's
middle
throats.
here.
Yeah.
Like, and the thing that bothers me most about politics is that, like, I'm a Democrat or I'm a Republican. Like, oh, so you agree with every single thing this person says?
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
It's like
There's
you
no
should
way.
have your own opinion and
Right.
make your own choice.
And you
on...
should be able to understand that you're going to like different things from each
Yeah,
side.
exactly.
If you're not a person who can understand that balance and you're just like, I'm on this team because I am.
Yeah.
Now you're just a
as
part
a
of
group.
tribalism.
Yeah.
like
rather than having your own thoughts and your own beliefs
Right.
and make your own decision. Yeah, it's dumb to just follow the crowd and not listen to your inner self and
Right.
what is best for you, what is best for your family.
Yeah, I mean, I had a conversation, and because I'm big on no politics, like I'm apolitical, right? I don't give a fuck, and I think the government's trying to fuck us.
Yeah.
But she was talking about you should at least vote locally, local government, because that at least affects you. And I'm like, fuck that, fuck the government, fuck this shit. And she's like, no, but like. Your vote actually counts in that part. And you don't have to go through and figure out everything.
No.
Figure out the parts that are going to affect maybe even just you.
Yeah, exactly.
And vote for that
At the
shit.
bare minimum, like
Right.
look out for yourself.
Yourself, your family,
Yeah.
like the people you care about. Like, I can get that. I mean, our mayor in this town right now, mayor. What's her fucking name?
Couldn't tell you, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Well, so I know this woman.
Uh-huh.
She was a part of my Boy Scout troop back in the day.
Oh, really?
She is a bitch.
Yeah.
As a human being, I hate her.
Yeah.
She's a terrible human being. She raised a terrible human being, which, again, we're 16 when I knew this kid. He was
Yeah.
a prick know-it-all.
Gotcha.
Right? And, but she became mayor, and I remember we went to Camporee. You know what that is?
What
So,
is
like, every year you go on, like, a big Boy Scout camping trip.
Okay.
Right? And all the troops get together, and you all, like, it's huge. So we went, and it was like Merriweather, Lewis and Merriweather camp. Anyways, but I had gotten in trouble a couple times. It's 2.5 hours to get there.
Gotcha.
She hated me so much, she took me home
Damn.
and came back.
Before it was over?
Yeah,
Jeez.
because I was getting in
So it's
trouble.
what, like a 6-hour drive
Yeah,
there and back?
she drove
just to-
all the way home, dropped me off, and then came all the way back.
Damn.
because she just
hated
did
your
not
guts?
like me. Yeah, well, I mean, her son sucked.
Yeah.
You know, I was talking shit to him the whole time, and then she was like, I heard you said this about my son, and I'm like, yeah, and it's all true.
Yeah.
I hate you, I hate him, I hate everybody.
What else are we supposed to do as teenage boys besides talking shit?
The biggest thing that got me kicked out was my friend Vinny. Sicilian slapped me. We're all, there's a couple of us that were Sicilian in this group, right? And so a Sicilian slap is where you put your hand behind someone's head.
Gotcha.
And you do your best not to move your arm, and you go whack.
Okay.
Just like on the back of the neck.
Flick of the hand.
Dude.
Gotcha.
Grandpas are perfect at it.
Yeah.
They're amazing, right? I don't know how they do it, and you don't see it coming. It just really
Perfected
hurts.
that technique.
Right. So I talked to him about this. He's like, oh, yeah, I remember that. And then he sneaks up behind me, and with everything he's got, slapped me in the back of the head.
Damn.
So I picked up the closest stick I can, and I throw it. You know when you throw something as hard as you fucking can, you really don't think it's going to hit anything?
Nah.
I fucking whacked him with it.
Just dead on.
Here's what I didn't know. What do Boy Scouts do when they're out camping?
Huh.
Sharpen every fucking stick available.
Oh, damn.
So this thing was
So you had like
sharp.
a spear.
I had no idea. I literally grabbed a stick and just hurled it at him. And it's end over end. But what I didn't know was it was sharp on both sides.
Damn.
So luckily it slapped his back.
Okay. There wasn't a point on...
But any more of a turn, I would have fucking impaled him with it.
Like
I had no
javelin and
idea.
shit. Yeah.
But that's how she got me out of there.
Gotcha.
Man,
was
she
just
sucked.
done after that. Took
Yeah.
her ass home.
Yeah,
That's rough.
that's what she wanted.
It's kind of lame though if he wasn't even hurt, like, and you weren't intentionally.
Well, he wasn't
trying
even
to-
he wasn't even mad. He knew.
Oh,
he
he didn't even
deserved
care about it.
No.
She just hated you so much.
Yeah,
wanted
she
you
hated me.
gone.
Well, and the thing was, Vinny was like the fastest kid. He took like second because I think we were in like high school. So he was like one of the fastest kids in the county.
Got you.
I knew I'm not catching this guy. I was a little fat kid. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna throw a stick at you. You're lucky it wasn't a rock.
For real.
You know? Like, actually, he might have been better off with the fucking rock with a turn like just a little turn. He'd have been fucking impaled.
Damn.
But, yeah, man, it was nuts. So she sucks. I hate her.
Got you.
I met her. I saw her again, and she knew who I was instantly.
Oh yeah, I
And
remembered
we just
you.
didn't even.
She held that grudge on you.
She sucks ass, but she keeps winning.
Oh yeah.
Like people must really not know who she is. She's a
Oh,
terrible
the
person.
Ann McCurney Ogle?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It just popped in my head right now.
Ogle, right?
Yeah.
So like that's her last name and then his last name.
Okay.
So, but her son is Ogle.
Got you.
And so I used to call him Captain Oakley Butt.
Got you.
Right? Like, because he was just that Boy Scout that, like, he just sucked. Mm-hmm. Right? And he may be a great person now. I don't even know who he is or where
just
he's
in the
at.
past, as you guys
But
were
as a
teens,
kid,
all that.
he was just a shitty person, you know? And he thought since his mom and dad were there and were part of the leadership, he could just do and say
do
whatever
what he
the fuck he wanted.
No consequence.
And I really just went, like, I was a tenderfoot, right? Which is like your first class. And then you, like, work your way up the classes.
Like brand new
for, like,
to that.
3 fucking years.
Okay.
I gave 0 shits about these badges. I wanted to go camping.
Yeah.
Right?
Enjoy
Like,
the
that was
outdoors,
it, bro.
yeah.
Like, so I didn't give a shit, so they wanted me out of there pretty bad.
Okay.
But
Were you, like, just not participating at all, or?
I participated.
Oh, okay.
But I wouldn't turn anything in.
Gotcha.
Like, I didn't want any badges.
You're
it was
just-
the same thing, like, in high school one year, I got a .03 grade point average.
Yeah.
And that was because I showed up to PE.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
The bare
I'm
minimum.
in every class. I show up every day. I miss no classes, and I didn't do shit.
Gotcha.
It's almost harder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
That's the kid I was, dude, and it was terrible. But, anyways,
But you're here now. And
I'm here now,
you made
right?
it past all
and
that.
we're gonna go on strike, and we're gonna fuck some shit up.
Hell yeah, for real.
These PETA health guys need to understand, like they need to understand how negotiations work.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to feel like they didn't lose.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are fucking medical workers, dude.
Exactly.
Like, that's not a game.
Uh-huh.
We need to be ready and take care of each other. And
Exactly.
do all this shit. If you're going to pay minimum wage, it could be for the guys at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Not
Where
for people
there's
working in a
entry-level
hospital.
job, no certificates, no experience, you know. But you got folks that are trying to better our community, trying to
Right.
have good patient care, trying to live themselves, you know,
Right.
make ends meet. And you got this rich employer who's hoarding all the wealth and has a major disconnect from what really goes on the floor.
Right.
It's outrageous, and that's why we're fighting. That's why we're striking. So we're tired of it, and we're willing to take a stand and willing to have a short-term loss for long-term benefits.
That's fantastic. Well, I'm there. I support you guys.
We
I may not be there
appreciate
in person.
Hey, if you're driving by, you can honk.
Yeah.
Or we also have the GoFundMe that we have
Good, plug that
going
shit.
for that. Yep. So
Yeah,
we can get
dude.
the. Do you have like a web page to post a link or anything?
Text me the link,
Okay.
and I'll post it when I post this.
Cool. Sounds
It goes
good.
on all the fucking websites.
Okay.
I'll have it as like the heading.
Hell yeah,
The
sounds good.
GoFundMe for you guys.
So yeah, I got the community support there to help us through these tough times, but we're gonna make it through and have a long-term benefit for everybody.
That's good,
Community members.
I do love that in this country we can do some shit like this.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Yeah, rather than potentially go on strike and you're getting fired, your ass
Yeah.
isn't coming back here, and nice try for trying to stand up for what you want, but now you are gonna have to go somewhere else and either struggle or, in this case, you're leaving Peace Health, you're probably gonna be making better money
More money,
somewhere else.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why would you want to be the least paying people around?
It makes no sense.
It doesn't make it. You're not going to have the
Strategically,
best fucking
as a
employees.
business,
yeah.
yeah.
There's
It-
no way.
Literally makes zero sense.
Because just a $5 increase per hour,
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
I mean, when I started working, minimum wage was $9.
Yeah, me too. I think it was like $9.47 when I
Right.
started. And
So
it's like,
you're telling me I can get almost half that just by moving somewhere else?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, fuck that. I'd have been gone.
for real. And
All
it's like,
day.
how now in our lives, for me personally, but this is the most money I've ever made in my life.
Right.
But yet I'm still here struggling, trying to pay rent, trying to pay bills, trying to support my family, trying to do external things, and I make the best money I've made, but I'm still struggling. Like,
Doesn't
what
make any
sense does that
sense.
make? No, it doesn't.
If you work 40 to 50 hours a week, there's no way you should be struggling. You
No.
should be fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you think with a large healthcare system, they would have our backs, and they would want to support us and give us what we need and what we deserve.
Well, and what these people do from healthcare, like the amount of stupid money they make,
Yeah.
trying to just keep people mediocrely healthy.
Mhm.
Now that's a whole nother subject.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'd love to go over that with you sometime
Yeah.
on how we give pills to not cure shit,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like chemo,
Treat
like,
it, but not cure it.
right? That's
Yeah.
what, it's terrible, but you play that fucking game, but
You're
you
making
can't pay
bank.
the people that work for you.
Exactly.
Right? You're just hoarding billions of fucking dollars for
Mhm.
what? What are you even going to do with all that
For
shit?
real.
Spread it
Just
out. Make us a
have it
little
in your
more-
casket when you die and be like, screw you guys.
Might as well, man.
For real.
I'm gonna turn it into gold. Carry
Yeah.
it with me. I actually have a whole plan of like putting like a USB drive in one of my jaw, like in my teeth.
When you're dead.
For when I die, it's going to be in the will. My kids are going to have to go on a fucking adventure to get my wealth. They're going to have to go all over the fucking
Go
world,
fucking
like collecting
scavenger
clues.
hunt.
Yeah, dude. Good luck.
For real. That's
I'm sure
funny.
my kids will be like, fuck it.
For real.
Yeah,
We're done.
dude. Fuck it, he's dead.
Yeah.
Somebody will find it.
For real.
But
Sue him and
anyways.
get that money back.
All right, man. Well, we'll close up here. Yeah, it's about that time. So, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thank you for
know?
giving me the opportunity to
Absolutely.
say our piece and get the message out there.
This is pretty important.
It is,
You know,
because it's
I
a
like
big
that.
change. It's a big group and a big struggle, and the more people involved, the better.
I'm pretty stoked it was you, too.
Thank you.
You know? Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I liked you a lot. We had that dinner, and,
Mhm.
and you were who I was talking to the whole fucking time
Yeah.
anyways. I was pretty nervous some old weird dude was going to come in
Yeah.
here, and I'm going to have to monotone walk through this shit. So-
Yeah, not be able to be yourself. and-
Right. And just, I was really expecting that.
You want to
So
hear
I'm
something
glad.
funny after that birthday?
What?
Because I had that. I don't even remember what I ate, but I after the dinner, 'cause I had some drinks and that big old plate, put my nicotine pouch in at the end, and then I just started getting the spins,
Oh,
and I was
no.
like, "Oh fuck! Don't throw up! Don't throw up!"
Yeah.
Get in the car. I'm laying back, I'm like just trying to close my eyes and focus on the happy place. We start driving, and I'm like, damn, I'm gonna throw up. I was like, I don't feel good. Fucking grab an Amazon package out the back seat, rip that shit open. Luckily it was there, pulled it out, just vomited crazily into there. Threw up my whole dinner. Then we stopped at a 7-Eleven, just dropped it in the trash, went about my day. But I was like, damn, just ruined my dinner. But sometimes you gotta throw up.
Yeah.
Eat too much and do what you gotta do.
Yeah, man.
But Told my coworkers about it later on. They're all cracking up. But no for the future. What
That's
my
what you
stomach
get trying
can
to
handle.
keep up.
That's right. I could not keep up. You are the king.
That was a lot of food, dude.
That was a lot, for real.
Yeah.
It was bomb, but
It was good food, yeah.
super good.
They got good food there, man.
They do.
Cathedral Tapatía.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Fire.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, so this is Tyler Toby Townsend again.
And Jerry Chidester.
All right, so come out and support. They'll be going all week, right?
Yep. All week, Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 7 p.m.
All right, man. Thank
And
you.
I'll get that GoFundMe plugged.
Yeah, do that.
Cool.
All right, man. Thanks.
Yeah.